Good morning. Today is Abeka Kindergarten lesson 71. We're going to start with phonics. I have the alphabet cards here, letter picture flashcards, and I want you to tell me the sound it makes. I guess I will say the sound. I'll give you time to say the sound first though, and then I'll say the sound just so you can make sure you got it right. If you got it wrong, that's okay. Just say the right sound with me. D. T. A. I. A. E. D. K. N. A. Er. V. W. Z. P. G. X. Y. S. O. K. J. Oops, this one. Qu. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of reading. But before we begin with reading these words, I want to remind you that when there's two consonants at the end of a word, when they're the same, or in this case, they're not exactly the same, but they often make the same sound. They both sound like k. So when there's a double consonant at the end that are the same, even though there's two, you only make one sound. S. O. You don't have to say o, just o. And do you remember the one vowel word rule? What is it? Do you know it? Can you say it with me? The one vowel word rule is if there's one vowel in a word, it usually says its short sound. Okay, with that rule in mind, let's read these words. Start with this one. I'm going to cover up these two, and let's just say the blend M-I first. Me, s, miss. Fill, fill. Puff. Okay, last one on this row. Deck. Deck. Okay, now for the second row, I'm going to read this one to you first. Are you ready? Band. Band. Now, do you see these two letters at the end of the word? What are those two consonants at the end? An N and a D. And they sound like nd. So when you read, make sure you pronounce both of them. Nd. Okay, let's say the blend first and then we'll read it. Ba-nd. Band. Let's try this one. You try it first. And now I'll help you. Ha-nd. Hand. Last one on the second row. You try it and then I will help you. land, land, land. Okay, now we're going to try reading also these two at the bottom. If you notice, they have two consonants at the end also, just like these did. Let's try to read the blend first and then finish with the two consonants. Be, nt, bent. Now you try this one and then I'll help you. Ready? Se, nt, scent. Very good. Now I've got one more page here to read with you before we move on to the next step. Okay, we're going to read the first sentence up here first. Ready? Oh, I should mark these for you. Let me scoot my chair up and mark them. Okay, so since there's one vowel in this word, it'll say it's short sound. This one, how many vowels are in this word? One. So we will give it a smiley face because that means it's going to say it's short sound. We'll do it with all this top sentence here. We'll mark the vowels for the short sound. Since there's one vowel in here, we will give it also a smiley face because it will say it's short sound. One more. That's a sight word, so we're not going to do that one. There's one vowel in this word, so we'll give it a smiley face, and that shows that it makes it short sound. Now, let's read that sentence together. You ready? Ma, mom, will. I'll hold it closer so you can see it better. Mend, mend. That's a sight word. Socks, 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 socks. Now let's read the sentence all together. Mom will mend the socks. Mom will mend the socks. Now, do you remember what every sentence starts with and ends with? It always starts with a capital letter, and it always ends with a punctuation mark. Most of the time a period, but as you can see, this is not a period. What is this one? This is a question mark, and remember what that means? It means that this sentence is asking a question. What do questions need? Questions need answers. Oh, you know what? I forgot about this. I was going to ask you, and I forgot. Okay, so the word band that we read together, can you think of a sentence for the word band? How about, I have a rubber band. Okay, now, can you think of a sentence for this word? Hand. Can you think of a sentence for the word hand? Lost my eraser on my pencil, my pointer. It's looking pretty worn down. Maybe I'll just take it off anyways. Okay, hand. Can you think of a sentence for the word hand? I can. Can you think of one? I'll say my sentence. I use my hand to comb my hair. That's not a very good one though, is it? We use a hairbrush. Okay. I used my hand to turn on the light. Let's try this one. Can you think of a sentence for this word? Bent. The candy cane is bent. One more. sent. Can you think of a sentence with the word sent in it? My kids don't do this, but it just reminds me, I sent a letter to Santa. Okay, I know probably most viewers don't do that, but it's Christmas time and I couldn't help but think of that. Okay. We could say, I sent a letter to Grandma. How about that? Is that better? Okay, now we will go on to the second sentence here, which is a question because it's got a question mark at the end. Oh, did I mention? Don't forget that every sentence begins with, what is it? What's here? What do you notice? Do you notice what every sentence starts with? A capital letter. Okay, let's read the second sentence. I'll help. Remember that sometimes S sounds like Z. Not very often, but sometimes in short words, it sounds like Z instead of S. And this little word here is where it sounds like Z instead of S. I'm going to hold this up so that you can pause the video and try read this or this one or all of them. And then I'll help you read them. There you go. Okay, now I'll help you read this starting here. Is, dad, at, sight word, the, pond, is Dad at the pond? Is Dad at the pond? See, it's a question. It needs an answer. No, he isn't. Okay, next one. Let's read it together. Matt, cut, his, hand. Okay, now let's read the whole sentence. Twice more, one a little slower, and then one the way it should be said. Fast. Matt cut his hand. Matt cut his hand. Okay, you ready? We're going to do the last one. Do you want to read it first in practice and then I'll help you? Okay, let's go at it together. Rick is in the sight word band. Rick is in the band. Rick is in the band. Lovely. That is so good for you to practice reading every day. Now, we're going to go through these letters and we're going to say not just the sound, but the whole sentence for them. Are you ready? Q says qu as in queen. Q says qu, qu, qu. P says p as in pig. P says p, p, p. G says g as in goat. G says g, g, g. S says s as in sun. S says s, s, s. D says d as in dog. D says d, d, d. X says x as in box. X says x, x, x. Y says y as in yarn. Y says y, y, y. T says t as in table. T says t, t, t. N says n as in nest. N says n, n, n. C says K as in cat. C says K, K, K. V says V as in violin. V says V, V, V. R says as in rabbit. R says F says F as in fox. F says F, F, F. K says K as in kite. K says K, K, K. B says B as in bell, I think. Bell. B says B, B, B. W says W as in wagon. W says W, W, W. I says I as in inchworm. I says I. A says A as in apple. A says A. O says A as in ostrich. O says A. E says E as in elephant. E says E. U says as in umbrella. U says a. Z says Z as in zebra. Z says Z. M says as in milk. M says J says J as in jar. J says J. L says O as in lion. L says O. H says H as in house. H says H. Okay, that's it for the letter picture flashcards. Now I'm going to go over something with you. Do you remember a little bit that I taught you the other day about spelling? Spelling is when we say the letters for the word and we write the word down. That's how we spell the word. That's what it's called. Okay, so let's, how do we spell ha? Can you tell me how to spell ha? Unfortunately, I can't hear you trying to tell me, so I will just have to guess that you're probably saying huh. Ha starts with huh. So I will put that here. Huh. What sound comes after huh in ha? Ah. Ah, ha. So I will put, what letter makes the ah sound? O. I will put the O next. Ha. Now, what do I need right here to make a word? The word hot. What do I need next to make the word hot? A t sound. What makes the t sound? T. There we go. Now I have spelled the word hot. H-O-T. Can you say that? Say H-O-T. That spells hot. Okay, now we're going to spell 4 more words, and then we'll be done with spelling. Let's spell the word cup. What letter starts the word cup? K. So we'll put a C. Then what comes next? K. Let's count the sounds. K. P. That's 3 sounds. Okay, so the first one we have is K. Now what? K. What letter makes the sound A U. I'll make a U right here. Ooh, my dry erase marker is going out on me. Cup. What letter makes the sound P? P. So we'll put a P next. Oh, I'm gonna need a different one. Okay, now we have spelled the word cup. C-U-P. Can you say that with me? C-U-P. Now you know how to spell the word cup. I'm going to get a different dry erase marker since this one don't work too good. Hopefully this one works better. Okay, we're going to do two more words. Ready? Let's spell the word fin. Like, look at the fish's colorful fin. How do we spell fin? That's the first sound. What letter makes the word, what letter makes the sound? F. So I'll put an F right here. Now, what makes this next sound? I. What makes the sound I? I, inchworm, makes the sound I. Now let's read the blend. Fi. We've spelled a blend. Now, what comes next for the word fin? Fin. In. If you said in, you were right. That's what comes next. That's how we spell fin. The fish has a pretty fin. Okay, last one. Pad. Let's spell the word pad. What's the first sound in the word pad? A P. P. Now, what sound comes after P? Pa. What makes the sound A? Apple. I'll put an A here. Pad. What comes after the A sound? Pad. D. P-A-D. What letter makes the D sound? D. I'll put it right here. We have spelled our fourth and final word today. Pad. Okay, now I just want to remind you of rhyming words. Do you remember what rhyming words are? Like, rhyming words have the ending sound that is the same, like this. Ring. Do you know a word that can rhyme with ring? Sing. Bling. King. Those words all rhyme because the end of the word sounds the same. Let me see if I could think of another one. Light. What word could rhyme with light? Can you think of one? Sight. Might. Now, I'm going to give you some words, two more, and let's see if you can find a rhyming word for it. Can you find a rhyming word for tall? A word that rhymes with tall. I'll say one. Mall. Fall. Okay, I'll do two more. Cook. Can you think of a word that rhymes with cook? Cook. Shook. Nook. Okay, last one. Can you think of a word that rhymes with pear? Fair. Lair. Okay, that's enough for today. Now, I'm going to do some blends with you, and then we're going to read a few words, and then you'll be done with this lesson. It might seem like it's getting a little long, but actually today you do not have any pages to do in your letters and sounds book. That might be why the lesson is a little long, because you had a lot of reading today. Okay, let's go through these blends. Say them with me, and remember the smiley face at the top. What does that mean? It means this is the short sound. This is one of the long blends because it has a Q. And Q, if you remember, is always followed by a U. So even though there's a U here, it does not sound like I. It just sounds like qua and then I. Okay, let's read these. Que, qua, ra, re, re, He, za, ze, za, ya, pe, ma, la, ne, ma, fa, fa, ge, ke, da, da, be, ba, de, ka, wa, we, li, ya, ye, yeah. Okay, those are all the blends we're going to read. Now we're going to read some one vowel words, and remember the rule is when there's one vowel in a word, it usually says its short sound. After we read these, you'll be done with phonics and phonics review because I lumped it all together today. Ready? Let's say the blend, then we'll add the last letter. That'll make it a little easier. Bed, bed. Oh, I forgot to show you. Okay. Bell. You can always pause it before I help you read it. That way you could try to read it yourself before I help you. Met. Ted. Ted. Pen. Peck. Peck. Tell. Yell. Dog. Log. Saw. This one's a little harder because it's got two consonants at the end, but we'll tackle it. Saw. Soft. Doll. Hop. Will. Sick. This is another one of those times when the S sounds like a Z. Is. Last one. Pig. Okay, that is it for your phonics and reading. And now I'm going to show you the page you're supposed to do today for your writing with phonics. It is page 78. Let's read these words together. Add, add, wed, wed, egg, egg, bag, bag. Okay, now let's read down this list over here. You can pause this and try to read them yourself first if you prefer, and then I'll help you. Had, had. Red, red. Tag, tag. Pig, pig. All right, and that's all you have for your phonics, writing with phonics today. Now we're going to start your numbers. If you need to take a little break before we begin, go ahead, get a drink, something to eat, play for a little bit, and then come back. Okay, let's say the numbers from 1 to 100. Let's say them together. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39. What's that one? 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90. One more row. 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100. Okay, now we're going to go over some number flashcards just to help you remember the numbers. You ready? What is this number? This side is a 4. So that means we know it's in the 40s family. 42, 43, 44, 52, 53, 11, 75, 76, 12. Can you say them before I say them? 77, 69, 78, another 70s family, 79, 70s family, 70, 45, 61, 62, 93, 51, 27, 71, 26, 14, 32, 49, 74, 64, 56, 33, 50, 15, 57, 36, 59. Okay, so there's about 4 left, and I'm going to say them really fast. You see if you can say them before I do, because I'm going to be pretty fast. 65, 66, 97, last one, 98. Were you able to say them before me? Hopefully. Okay. Now I'm going to run over a little bit of these, I forget what you call them, addition dot cards with you. Okay, so I'm going to show you this card. I'm going to show you the threes family today. When you have 2 plus 1, that equals 3. I will write that down. 1, 2, 3. 3 dots. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 2 plus 1 equals 3. Now, if we flip this around, because adding you can do that. 1 plus 2 equals 3. 1, 2, 3. So I will write that down. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Now I've got one more card here I will write down. 3 plus 0 equals 3. When there's 0 means nothing. So if there's nothing there, then we just keep the 3 because there's nothing being added. So I'll write that down. 3 plus 0 equals 3. Now, do you remember why we call this the threes family? Let's say them. Oh, it's because every answer to these is 3. Let's say them together. 2 plus 1 equals 3. 1 plus 2 equals 3. Last one. 3 plus 0 equals 3. That's the threes family. It's called the 3 additions family. So, like for example, if we have, I don't want to mark my dress. Okay. If we have 2 cows out in the pasture, and then we add 1 more cow, how many cows do we have now? 2 plus 1 equals 3. Now, what if we have 3 sheep in the pasture and we don't add any more? That's called adding 0. So how many do we have now since we added no more? We still have 3. 3 plus 0 equals 3. All right, that's it for your numbers today. You should have a page like this from your Think and Learn book, and it is page 45. And it says here, I know how to brush my teeth properly. Brush down, brush up, brush inside, brush the top. We need to brush our teeth twice a day, sometimes more, in order to keep them healthy and clean. We don't want them to rot and start falling out. So it says here, use your yellow crayon to color the teeth. Remember to color every side. And you see where this blue is? That's the places on our teeth that like to collect germs. and plaque. And that's why when we brush them, we got to clean that off. Now, I know the whole tooth gets dirty, but that's where it likes to hide. And save this page because we're going to use the back page on another day. All right, that's it for today. Lesson 71 in Abeka. Have a good day. Goodbye.